Alright, so it is off to RobCo production facility. That's where we're headed next. This is my least favorite of little Wasteland survival guide missions or quests or whatever. Yeah, this is just a little annoying. It takes a while to get out there. Even longer considering I find it hard to just walk in a straight line to wherever I'm going. I get distracted easily. Kind of like a cat in a room full of shiny nickels. It's just, oh, look at that. Oh, but wait, look at this. Oh, but wait, look at that. And so it's like, kind of like in Skyrim. Okay, I'm off to do something. All right, next thing you know, you're level 37. You're on the other side of the map. You've completed like 90% of the side quests in the game, and you never got around to doing what you were initially going to do, whatever that was. Assuming you even remember what it was, you know, by that point. It's usually that type of thing. Just going straight from point A to point B, yeah, it usually doesn't work out like that. But once we do finally get there, the good thing is we'll be over here right next to Tenpenny. There's a lot of things around Tenpenny Tower. A few skill books. There is a little, it's like I guess it was a gas station or a little grocery store or something like that. But it has the lucky shades in it. Now, I'm not going to be wearing any headgear or any real stat boosting stuff. Like, I'm not going to run around with the lucky 8-ball from, I think his name's Time Bomb in Big Town. I'm not going to run around with that. Not going to run around with the lucky shades. Not going to put on, go to Operation Anchorage and get the ninja suit where you run around basically in God mode, invisible all the time, and all that kind of stuff. I'm not gonna roll like that. I think the ninja suit looks really cool. I like that they brought it back in New Vegas, but without the stats. I think it gives you a slight sneak boost, but other than that, it doesn't, doesn't give you like chameleon and all this other stuff. It just looks really cool. It'd be really, really cool if you could wear the outfit without the mask, which I'm sure, plays a part in the whole outfit and all that, but that would be kind of cool. But I'm good with my Raider armor. Although I may experiment with 1 or 2 sets from the Pitt, just for giggles. But all those do have some small stat boosts. They don't, I don't think they raise any of your stuff like special attributes any. One of them might actually raise some of that. And I'm not talking about the power armor either. I'm talking about the Raider gear they give you. They give you a leather armor, which actually looks pretty decent. It's very similar to the armor you see Sonny wearing at the beginning of New Vegas. It's basically the same set of armor, if I'm not mistaken. It's real close. And then you get a kind of a version of, I think it's called the bombshell armor or something. I don't remember what it raises. I think it raises your speech or something, whatever. But anyway, for the female character, you wind up with 2 mini nuke tips for, to cover the chest. And then I think you wear just like cut off jeans or something, Daisy Dukes or something for the bottoms. It's a funny set. I don't know. They aren't, it's not all that good looking a set, but it's still a funny one. I think it raises your explosive skill too, or something like that. Anyway, bombshell. Supposed to be a bombshell if you're wearing it. Anyway. But I do remember one set they give you in particular. I think it's real similar to one of the other Pitt Raider sets, but it raises some stats also. A little more than the normal. Like the Raider sets are already a little bit different that they offer with the Pitt. There's 1 or 2 that are a little different. And then the ones you get from collecting ingots, there's another, there's like a unique version of one of those, and then a couple other sets. Anyway, I don't know. We'll see when we get there. I'll try them on. It's going to be for looks. I wouldn't care if they raise any stats or not. By that point, it's probably going to be kind of irrelevant anyway. Like I say, you raise something 5 points or whatever, it doesn't really matter. Not really. Alright, so like I said, it's hard to just go from point A to point B. You have this whole little town here, and this has basically been overrun by raiders. I know they have an underground area too. And it's hard to just walk by this place. I have to come here and mess with the raiders just because they're there. A lot of XP to be had here, really, which, honestly, I could just walk around and just avoid this altogether. But I feel like kind of a bitch if I do that, so I think what I'm going to do, go ahead and take some of these guys out. Run my sniper through the paces a little bit. kind of get used to it again. I do believe there's a skill book in the underground area here, and I can honestly admit that I do not recall ever having found it. Never gone to look it up. I just remember somebody mentioning it. Oh, there's a skill book there. Well, if there is, I still to this day have never found it. Might be out in plain sight. I don't know, but I always miss it. I just look right over it. Now, right next to this little town is that Brotherhood of Steel Outcast group. Of course, they consider themselves the only true remaining Brotherhood of Steel in this area, or something. Due to some falling out they've had with the official Brotherhood of Steel, whatever, under Lyons, the local guy. And apparently what Lyons did is he got a heart and he started feeling as if it was something of his duty to help out the people, not just watch them die by the wayside as he collected technology, essentially for no reason whatsoever. But that's the whole Brotherhood of Steel thing, is to preserve technology for some future of mankind. I mean, it's total bullshit ridiculous because, okay, you're talking about people who don't know any better than the people who made this crap. They know less than that, but they gather it all so that they can give man back in his future what he killed himself with in the first place, so that he can kill himself faster later, I guess. Whatever. It's totally illogical. It makes no sense. But that's their whole philosophy. That's their mission in life. And anybody who departs from that and shows even a shred of common sense or humanity, they apparently either kick them out of their group or they depart and say that the other guys are traitors or something. I don't know. Truth be told, the coolest thing about the Brotherhood of Steel is just their armor, you know, and their presence. It's kind of cool. It's nice having them around on your side. Nice having dudes in big tin cans, you know, with miniguns and missile launchers and stuff on your side. I mean, that's always cool. But speaking of missile launchers, I'm going to shoot this off just for giggles. These things are pretty cool. They really are. There's something to be said for a big guns explosives build, where you just run around just packing the big guns. You're like Rex in Mass Effect. Big guns killing big things. Actually, this thing is in such poor repair, I probably wouldn't get off maybe more than a shot or two anyway, but whatever. Doesn't matter. I know there's a whole horde of them either in this building or next to it. I can see the tick markers. There's a lot more than that here, though. Let me see if I can kind of get them together. There we go. Bam! Oh, they got a missile launcher over there themselves, don't they? Ah! Oh, yeah, it's broke. God, 2 shots, man. Really? Is that it? Oh, you're worried about my dog, huh? Oh, you stuck? Okay, well. Sucks being you. Dog's in there just handling up. Dog meat will tank it all day long. Such a badass. Stop shooting my dog, asshole. It's already done some damage to him with a missile. Okay, well, I hear a shotgun that I'm going to be taking off your corpse once you're done. What I like is after a fight, your companion's health, or at least it's supposed to, fully refills again. Mine doesn't, but companions will. So even if they do manage to somehow take some damage, which is pretty hard, Fox and Dogmeat just... they'll just tank it all day long. They really will. Now, Clover, on the other hand, who is my favorite of the followers just because, she's not all that durable. She can get killed relatively easy. Sometimes you really got to be careful not to kill her yourself, you know. Hit her with a few critical shots, and if she's under fire already, she's usually toast. It's nice to keep some save points often if you don't want to lose her as a follower. A lot of people don't take her along simply because she's, like I say, she's not all that durable. But give her a 44 scoped Magnum, and she's a glass cannon. She may not be able to take a lot of abuse, but she can dish it out. And she's accurate with that damn thing, too. I don't know what her small gun skill is, but it must be kind of up there because she starts with a sawed-off shotgun. She starts with that, and I think that that suggests a relatively high small gun skill to run around with one of those things. It's just, it has really like little or no range, really slow rate of fire. Give her a 44 Magnum, and she, oh man, she fires that thing off. Give her enough ammo to just go to town with that thing, and she will. She'll go to town with it. Yeah, this video is going to be a little longer because I'm going to go ahead and go underground here. Look around a little bit. See what there is to see. I don't know, maybe this time I'll finally find that elusive skill book that I never managed to find before. Who knows? Now, one other thing I'm probably going to do, it's probably going to be on the way to the pit, is we'll go get the lockpick bobblehead. And that's another raider encampment. We're a little more prepared to deal with them. Oh, usually I get it a lot earlier than this. I will have gotten it already, but I'm kind of just naturally following the story. We're at Megaton. First person we run into is Mora. She asks us to do something. Go ahead and, finish all this off. And then we'll go ahead and run up to the saloon, talk to Moriarty, get a lead as to where our dad has gone. And I believe he's going to send us off to Galaxy News Radio, right? And that's just one of my favorite parts of the game. Just getting to Galaxy News Radio, and then from there getting to the mall and all that. That's just like a center point of the whole game, the whole story. We'll get off into all that, but probably before I get in the main story, I'll get that started, and then what we'll do is we'll run and get the lockpick bobblehead and get whatever there is to be had. It's essentially on the way. You have to basically make a beeline up the middle of the map from Megaton, basically. The place where the lockpick bobblehead is, it's basically two twin office buildings that are side by side. They're actually interconnected, and it's quite a bit of loot there, but it's a heavy-duty raider base. I mean, there are a lot of raiders there. We'll probably level up once just from clearing the place out. I wouldn't doubt it. Real close to it, anyway. Maybe I'll stay away from picking so many locks, hacking all the computers, that type of thing. But there's going to be some high-value raiders there. These aren't the 5 and 10 point variety. These are like the 30 and 50 point variety type of thing. I mean, they guard that bobblehead well. I could say that. Grab that. That'll raise our lockpick skill up. I think it's fine to go to the pit as is. I mean, we could essentially go there right now, and we have stats to do everything we need to do, I think, while we're there. The main thing is finding the ingots, and I know a couple are behind some locked doors. Like I said, it's nice to be able to hack a computer or two while we're there. Not all, but there's a couple. Speech is really low. There's one speech check I'm probably going to pass just to save some time. Those of you that are familiar with the story there, it's all about a baby, right? Basically, what do you do with the baby? Who do you give it to? Who do you side with? I can say this right off the top, that who is supposed to be bad at the start is actually the good guys, and vice versa. Who appear to be the good guys needing your help are actually the bad guys. I can honestly say that. And it's hidden a little bit in the dialogue and the things that you find out while you're there, and everything you see up front on the surface makes you believe that. So, you know, you see raiders and slavers doing really bad, nasty shit, and you say, well, those are the bad guys. So it makes sense. And then you see the poor people being abused, and you say, well, those are the good guys, and that would kind of make sense. And there is something to that on the surface, but when you dig a little deeper, you realize that in the big picture, that's not actually the case. Is that the ones claiming to be the good guys, the poor downtrodden, left to their own devices, would have destroyed themselves long ago. And the ones who are supposed to be the bad guys, for the most part, are. But the one that basically is running the whole thing, you see a kind of humanity and a what do you say? An eye on the big picture that belies what you see when you first get there. You're like, oh wow, I'm going to kill everyone who's responsible for this, and then you realize that there would be nothing here if it weren't for that, and hard choices have to be made. And you say, well, there's no excusing this no matter what. Okay, then everybody dies. The place gets run over by trogs and outside raiders and bandits and stuff, and the very bad guys there are the only ones essentially keeping the wall standing, right? And the slaves who would, A, allow themselves to be enslaved without even going down fighting, for one. Considering that, left to their own devices, as bad as it looks, it could be even worse. I'd just put it like that. But we'll talk about that in depth when we get there. At least, you know, how I view it. And I'm by no means condone slavery or any of that, or cruelty to anybody, you know, innocent people by any means and all that. But the alternative in that particular situation, you know, when you make a judgment concerning any situation, you have to take all the facts of the situation, even the bad, factor them in, and then put yourself in those shoes and say, what would I do? You know, what would I do here? And then what would the results be? Is, well, what I would do is this no matter what, because it's quote unquote the right thing. And then the results are everybody dies. Well, your good intention don't save anybody. Okay? Doesn't mean a fucking thing. Once it comes down to it, everybody's dead. Right? So it's like, realistically, what would you do and how would that turn out? And sometimes you have to alter your course. And sometimes you have to choose, well, some people would say the lesser of two evils. I would say, you know, the option that hurts less, just put it simply. Or sometimes, when you know what people are going to do otherwise, keeping someone down for their own good in the long run. In other words, you let them have their way for a second, they'll get themselves killed. Or you can not and listen to them cry all day, but at least they're alive. And they just don't know it, and they're too blind to that to be grateful and to understand. And I by no means would be grateful for any of the treatment that the slavers that are hired by the people running the pit, I wouldn't be grateful for their treatment in any way, shape, or form. But the situation there, what it is and what it could be, are two totally different things. And so the guy that's actually running the show there, given what he has to work with, what he started with, and what it was becoming, and his end vision for the whole place, he's right. As ugly as the truth is, he's still right. And the people that would have you grab the baby, what they're going to do with the baby is horrific. It's absolutely horrific. If you have eyes to see, then take a look at what was going to become of the baby. It was going to be exploited and used for a quick fix cure for some people that wouldn't know what to do with the cure once they had it. Wouldn't be able to defend themselves, and then once they had it, they'd be overrun and immediately destroyed by outside forces because they're clueless and they're weak. And I say they were in the mental position of being willing slaves, willing captives, right, as far as that goes. And the ones that weren't willing would have someone else save them, type of thing. Okay, well, when it comes down to nobody's there to save you, what do? Okay, you got something for the moment, but it's gonna fail in the future, because what they were gonna do was exploit the baby to death for a quick fix cure for something that wasn't gonna be any long-term solution to anything, and then without any guards, without any muscle to keep the bad elements, like the rest of the Wasteland, out, they're gonna get overrun and destroyed almost instantly. That's what was gonna happen. Well, the guy who's running the place knows this, right? He's been part of the Brotherhood. He's seen what's without, and he's also seen what happened within. What the Brotherhood actually did to the pit was inexcusable. But he decided to stay and build something from the ruins, and the choices he had to make in doing so were pretty tough. Anyway, we'll see all that when we get there. I know I'm talking a lot about it, but we'll be heading that way, hopefully sooner than later. Just a little background on the whole deal there, and if what I'm saying doesn't make a whole lot of sense now, once we get there and start looking and listening and talking, and then by the end of the matter, you're going to say, oh wow, You know, this guy who was supposed to be the quote-unquote good guy is really a piece of work, piece of shit. He's a liar, a cheater. He was going to exploit a baby, absolutely immoral, complete piece of shit. And the people who were supposed to be bad guys, really, they were civil to the degree that they were able, given the circumstances, given what they had to work with, the slavers they had to hire and the slaves they had to watch over. It's just bad situation all the way around. But with a lack of any alternatives, any good alternatives. We'll just let everyone go. Okay, they go die in the wasteland, or they don't make it out at all. The trogs overrun the place, and I mean, you can think of 1,000 bad things that would happen if it weren't for the situation that's in place there at the moment. Like I say, it's not pretty no matter how you look at it, but at least they're alive and have some kind of future, some kind of hope. Alright. You say, why not just use stim packs? Why use all that? Well, I'm actually getting rid of weight. For every Nuka-Cola I mean, I could just sell my Nuka-Colas, or I could put them in my Nuka-Cola machine back home and ice them down. I'll eventually get around to do that. It's not something I go out of my way to do, but I will do that every once in a while when I stop and think about it, just because, I mean, if I was out in the wasteland, I'd want a cold Coke every once in a while, honestly. But, this is one path down there. There's manhole covers. There's another entrance somewhere else. Then, of course, you have this. Watch out for landmines in here. I do remember that. I think maybe this is kind of like... I was going to say maybe this is the last door you're supposed to come out. No, I don't think there's actually a way out from this door. I think that pitfall kind of forces you to run through this place. Although, before you even go through the door, you can just fast travel back to this area, and it puts you somewhere else in the town. You don't essentially have to come through here. I was going to come through here anyway, though, so... Go ahead and knock this out, see what supplies we can pick up. Should be a bunch of raiders down here, too. Like, at least a half dozen or more. Anytime you see a room like this, look for a switch. Usually opens up a floor stairway, whatever.
This is gonna be fun. Oh my god, I don't want to die.
Yeah. Oh well, too bad. And I don't want to have to chase you all over these friggin' tunnels. You fired first. Okay. It's not a good idea to try to VATS people close up like that. And she's just booking her ass around the corner, isn't she? Yes, she is. Okay. You were all badass when you,
Fresh meat. It's go time. Stop moving around so much.
Sorry about that, dog meat. My bad, buddy.
My leg.
Dog meat's lost one sliver of health. That's it. What a badass. Remember I was saying, I've heard people say, man, dog meat always dies on me. I don't even pick him up anymore because it makes me sad. I mean, it would make me sad, too, to lose him. Screw that. But, I don't see how. I have no idea how he could get killed in combat. Unless you just let him get pounded on by 5 Reavers just forever. I guess eventually they could knock him down to nothing. It'd probably take him 10 minutes to do it. But I guess that's possible. I guess they could do enough combined damage, maybe. Or, you know, 4 or 5 overlords all with tri-beams shooting them at the same time for 10 minutes. Maybe. But, well, shit. If you're just going to let somebody shoot your dog for 10 minutes without killing him, that's kind of on you, honestly. But, for some reason, some people's dog meat, they say he dies fast. I've never experienced that. I have to say it's some condition that's met in the game. Maybe it's a certain level you pick them up at, or wait too long to get them, or... shit, I don't know. Maybe it's a difficulty thing. Maybe once you put it on very hard, he gets a health boost accordingly. That's possible. I don't know about that. That's possible. Well, if one of you guys saw a skill book, then let me know, because I never really did. I mean, I'm looking all over the ground here, and I don't know. Sometimes just running for my life in here from these raiders, and two, I guess I can not think to look down at my feet. It could be essentially anywhere, I guess. But, I don't know. I'm missing it. If it's there, I'm missing it. I don't know. Not all that worried about a skill point here and there. Like I said, I'll go out of my way to get a book if I know exactly where it's at, but, I don't want to spend an hour looking for something that may or may not be there.
Come on, boys. Fresh meat.
Still got raiders, huh? Yeah, I better heal up. See me do this often, usually to get rid of weight, more than anything else. Yeah, see, that's a bunch of weight units right there, taken care of. Yeah, use all meds that have weight first, like Nuka-Colas, any kind of junk food, you know, that type of stuff. And consolidate weapons. Another cool thing is each time you level, all you have to do is really put a point or two into repair, and an item that you couldn't repair right before that, you should be able to repair. You can put two almost completely healthy weapons together once you put a point into repair that you otherwise wouldn't have been able to, just, you know, before leveling. It's weird how that works. Okay, like totally didn't see that. Okay, now this is the kind of place right here where you might find a skill book just laying somewhere. I'm gonna save my sugar bombs for a little bit. There's a dude who wants them. It's gonna be a ways before I get to him, but I'm gonna try to put them in the locker back at my house and just have those for later. I think the quest is called Sugar Bombing Run, maybe? Something like that. Anyway, it's this ghoul, right? And he can make you Ultra Jet. I probably won't even do it for him. I don't know, but anyways, they're not worth enough health to not go ahead and set them aside and keep them for later, just in case we decide to go talk to the dude. But yeah, I think he gives you a few caps for each sugar bombs you bring him, and then once you bring him so many, you can start either buying Ultra Jet from him, or he gives you a few, and... Huh. That's cool. I don't know what good it did. Wouldn't that be something if there were, like, so many parking meters all over the Wasteland that once you activated all of them, it would reveal the secret location or something? Couldn't you see something like that? You know, I wouldn't doubt there is something like that. I'm not going to go look it up, but so...
Keep your head down, idiot. Raider incoming.
All right, these defenders here. This is the Brotherhood Outcast outpost here, taking over this place, and this is going to be a constant source of 5.56 ammo, which is great for me because that's what the infiltrator uses, and it's going to use it. It's going to use up some ammo. I mean, seriously, like a lot. Having a few thousand rounds isn't shit with the infiltrator or the perforator. But it's such a cool gun, I don't care. I wouldn't care if it did 1 damage, I'd probably still use it.
Killed out here? You mind doing it further away from our bunker? I don't want your corpse stinking up our little patch of heaven.
Oh yeah, can't have that. Bitch.
Defender Anne-Marie Morgan with the Outcasts. But all you need to know is that I've got a gun and a low tolerance for screwing around. We call ourselves the Outcasts, and we collect technology to preserve it from tribals and idiot locals. And before you ask, we were cast out from that company of zeros, who call themselves Lion's Brotherhood of Steel. Way we figure it, if traitors think we're too harsh in following orders, we're probably doing something right. We aren't recruiting, kid. Old sap lions might trust walk-ins, but we don't. But if you want to help out, well, we might be able to work out a deal. You bring in technological devices, and we'll pay you a finder's fee based on the device. But Protector Kasdan would have to okay it first. Okay, but first you'll have to talk with Protector Kasdan. You can work out the details with him.
Okay, so they're still stuck on that whole
Don't you have
Brotherhood of Steel dogma that basically everyone that's not in power armor is subhuman and should be treated accordingly and left on the wayside to die, slaughtered like
I'm
pigs if
Protector
necessary.
Henry Kasdan, leader of the Outcasts. This had better be good. Normally, I wouldn't be wasting my time talking to a local, but Morgan tells me you can make yourself useful. So, interested in collecting technology for us? It's simple enough. Bring in technological devices, and we'll pay you for what you find. Big things like power armor or energy weapons are best, but we'll take things like sensor units or spare parts too. You never know what's important. In return, we'll pay you with your choice of 5.56 ammo, grenades, stim packs, or Radaway. I'll bet they're more useful to you out there anyway. That's what I like to hear. You can start immediately. You'll report directly to me. I'll take in your gear and dole out your pay. Now get cracking. We were cast out for our dedication to the Brotherhood's true goals. Lyons wanted to play hero to the locals instead of doing his job. We were proud to leave him, so we kept the name Outcasts and wear it with pride. A big fuck you to the old man. He may have struck our names from the Great Codex, but we'll be vindicated in the end, and our names will be restored. Which one? The original Brotherhood out west, or the shit that Lyons turned it into out here? I mean the Brotherhood from out west, back around California. We knew what we were doing back there. We didn't waste time with delusions of heroism. We were collecting still glowing embers from the ashes of humanity. Before civilization's fire died completely. We didn't worry about saving individual communities. We worried about saving the progress of humanity itself. Oh, we used to be as tough as the rest of us. Wasn't so long ago, we fought side by side to scourge the Pitt. But somewhere, he went soft. Stopped looking at the big picture and started trying to save every tribal and illiterate community he found. When he had us helping those savages instead of recovering tech that could help us all, that's when we objected and became outcasts. The Brotherhood came out here to recover technology from the eastern cities and bases. If Lyons won't do it, then we will. And when we resume contact with the Western Elders, Lyons is going to be put in his place. Even if that place is in front of a firing squad. All right, then. Let's see what you've got.
All right. Actually, I think the best reward for weight is laser pistols, scrap metal, and sensor modules.
Try not to use it all in one place unless you have to.
They were only a unit or two of weight,
It's
and
practically junk, but we can get some use out of
you
it.
get a dozen or two
How'd you like your payment?
rounds for each one.
Here's hoping you don't have to use it, but who am I kidding? It's practically junk.
Anyway, so I have a new source of trade for all my scrap metal and stuff like that. And there we go. You know, any group that loses their humanity in some misguided pretense of saving humanity
Thinking of breaking into there.
by saving the very thing that destroyed humanity, at some point logic has to set in, and apparently that set in with Lyons, and these people were so, what would you say, dogmatized, so brainwashed by their...
Our local scavenger for hire.
Oh wow, he really does want stuff, doesn't he? Nothing yet, dude. Damn, I just walked
Whatever.
off. Okay, so all you have to do is just walk in the gate and he's gonna jump all over you, huh? Yeah, they must want that stuff pretty bad. But, yeah, they want to preserve the stuff that destroyed humanity and disregard humanity completely. Everybody's savages, so their discrimination and racism just knows no bounds, and all the while they're worried about some material bullshit that men use to destroy other men. How would... Oh, okay. Well, nice to start seeing these guys. And this is why you want dog meat around, because Mr. Yao Guai would just about two-shot me. Maybe one-shot me, maybe. I think one good paw swipe across the face might go ahead and end it right there. Okay, 8, 9, 10 rounds from a shotgun. I think he could hit me more than twice in the time it'd take me to pull off a dozen rounds, yeah. Yeah, not cool. And we haven't even started seeing death claws yet. And it's really going to be on. You tell him, dog meat. You tell him. These kind of open areas like this are a little annoying. I don't know if they spawn closer more often based on the difficulty or whatever, but there are times where it's kind of like trying to go through a desert area on Inquisition, where sometimes you just can't move. Before you're done killing an enemy, you'll see an enemy spawn out of thin air. The spawn rate is so high and so packed together that you'll literally see them materialize in front of you. They're spawning so fast. That breaks the immersion a little bit, you know. I mean, it's nice to be able to walk 2 feet without having to kill something. Sometimes, you know. But yeah, you get out in these open areas like this, sometimes it becomes a real problem. Like, you'll get an albino rad scorpion, then you get another set of 3 scorpions, then you get 2 Yao Guai, then you get a death claw, all at once. Like, all in one spot. Like, you'll get, I don't know, maybe it'll just be kind of a little buggy, you know, overlap of several spawn spots, and everything just happens to be there at once. Whatever the case, I don't know. It's just, yeah. It can get bad sometimes. Okay, these guys hit pretty hard and they hit fast. It's because of these guys that Cyborg, I think it's called Cyborg, really comes in handy, where you get 10% resistance to, I think, everything. Physical damage, energy weapons, radiation resistance. I think it's to everything. Anyway, it comes in handy for this, especially this build. Like I say, there's a certain point where a lack of armor, skill doesn't really have anything to do with it. If you have to hit something 100 times and it only has to hit you once, at some point it's going to hit you, you know, type of thing. And so it's nice to have some kind of defense to where you can at least get a second to take cover, pull up your Pip-Boy and heal, you know, or something. But it does make it more fun, kind of keeps you on your toes a little bit. You don't just walk through, hold the trigger down, and beat the game, you know. Have some fun with it. I don't know about you guys, but I love the job they did with the sound effects on the guns. The guns sound cool. I don't know if they sound real when they fire, but they sound cool. And I got a map marker down here. Not exactly sure what I'm looking at. I think the higher your perception, I think the farther you detect locations, as well as friendlies and enemies. Seems like it. Sometimes I'll walk towards a map marker and it seems like I'm walking for miles. And I'm like, what? How did I see that or detect that far off, you know? Maybe perception has something to do with that too. I don't know. Definitely start seeing enemies a ways away. We're going to raise our perception 2 more. We get one more point from Dr. Lasco when we go to Grey Ditch. Sounds like that's going to be later than sooner. Later in the game. Not going to worry too much about it. And then we also got the bobblehead coming too, so that's 2 points right there. We may grab the bobblehead. We may even stop through Canterbury Commons. After we get the lockpick bobblehead, we could just cut over to Canterbury Commons and get all that kind of stuff started. I don't know if we have to do the whole antagonizer thing. We don't have GNR up. I explained before that I don't have licenses. I don't have rights to the music that they have for a soundtrack, and so if I had that in there, they'd be taking my videos down and stuff, or else claiming them, you know. And so you know, I haven't been using the Pip-Boy and GNR. It does take a little bit away from the game, to be honest. I know I'm going to have the Pip-Boy on when I stream this game, because having GNR and 3Dog in the background is a huge part of the game. It adds to the whole ambience of the game, in my opinion. It's not just the music, but the particular songs they picked, the words to those songs, the style of music just adds to the whole era, time period that the game's supposed to take place in. Even though it's supposed to be the future, it's still in a 30s, 40s, 50s style. You know, some people would say steampunk. Well, kind of, sort of. I wouldn't say a Victorian era future. I would say more of a 40s, 30s, 40s, 50s future. Like how they would envision the future to be on a comic book, you know, way back when. Is how they drew it out, and then they just actually created that future. You know, how people thought spaceships might have looked and cars might have looked, you know. When the year 2000 was when, you know, mankind was supposed to have explored the farthest reaches of the galaxy, you know, years ago. That's what they were dreaming of, you know, type of thing. It's not for lack of trying, but anyway, the future that they envisioned way back when, that's kind of how they drew this out. Like the buildings and the art style is so consistent. If you look at the, you know, the cars that are broken down on the side of the street, just the way they look like the old, you know, Buicks and stuff with the fins and things like that you used to see way back in the day. It's just amazing. It's really cool, really creative. Even the robots and the lighting and stuff, but it all still is functional. Functional as future technology, but it has that 50s look and feel to it. Very cool. Or 40s or 30s. I don't know exactly what era they were going after, but I just know it's old school and I like it. Anyway, you'll hear 3Dog make mention of stuff on the radio. And he'll bring up the antagonizer and the mechanist doing this thing, you know, these Marvel comic book hero type personas that they've taken upon themselves, and it's totally ridiculous. And I mean, they have to have had that in mind. It just makes something just so ridiculous and stupid that it has to be funny, you know. And it seems to be what they did there. But that's where you go and invest in all of the merchants. So they get their repair skills up, raise their inventories, give them more caps to spend, and all the good stuff. It's actually a really big part of the economy in the game, getting all those merchants upgraded. If you overlook that, well, you'll find your funds will be suffering at times. There'll be a certain point in the game where it doesn't really matter. You'll have enough caps for whatever you want, but you can get there. It's sooner, faster, and the economy works a little more naturally once you get invested in all the traders and you start to see them regular. And you will too. There will be several spots that you unlock later in the game, like Evergreen Mills, Paradise Falls. Let's see. The entrance to Megaton. Strangely enough, we haven't seen any of the caravans there, but they do pop up there. Oh, Rivet City. We did see them at the bottom of at the base of the ramp leading up to the bridge that goes to Rivet City. That's one of their stopping points. Anyway, you can literally stand in one of those spots and press the back button and wait for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hours, whatever, and you'll see the caravans. They'll keep spawning right there, and you can usually basically filter through all the caravans, see what they've got, and when they're out of inventory that you want, or when they're out of money to spend, say you have a lot of really expensive gear on you and nobody has enough caps for it, their inventory and their caps re-up every like 3 to 4 in-game days, so you can literally press the back button and wait several days, and next time the merchants spawn after that, they should have all new inventory and a fresh amount of caps. So there you have it. Especially works if you're looking for a certain kind of ammo, you know, from say Lucky Harith or something. you need sniper rounds or something like that, you can wait a few days and see if he comes back through with some new stock. Sometimes he will. Sometimes he'll surprise you, especially once you've invested with him. He might pop in with 100-something rounds of sniper ammo and, I don't know, 2,000 caps, maybe even more, 2,500, 3,000 caps, something like that. And on top of that, the ability to repair your stuff, so you can, say you've got, I don't know, $5,000 worth of plasma rifles or some crap like that. You can essentially have him repair whatever gear you need repaired, you know? Say you've got a particular gun that you don't have spare parts for, and you need him to fix it. He'll repair it to almost perfect condition, and those caps that you spend on that repair will go into his bank, right? And that's caps that he can spend on your stuff. So you can essentially trade goods for services, if you do it like that. Just spend everything you're going to spend first, and that goes in the amount of money he has to spend back, right? And then sell him your stuff. So that's, anyway, just a little heads up. So I'm grabbing skill books. I'm also grabbing sensor modules and scrap metal wherever I can find it, because I'm going to go trade that for ammo. Next time I think about it, we'll go back by the Outcast place, and that's a constant source of ammo, essentially. Take that. You feeling froggy? Okay, well, you won't be jumping like that anymore, will you? Bitch-ass mole rats. I hate those things. They're nasty. I hate how they sound when they walk. All squishy and stuff. Yeah. Whoever did the sound effects got pretty creative with those things. I have no problem killing these nasty pieces of crap either. Alright, so what we're looking for up here on the second story, just to get done with this, is it's a door with the spotlight on either side of it. And right here. Alright, now this leads to their cafeteria and offices, and there should be 1 or 2, maybe 3 more skill books up here. I've already gotten 2 coming in. Got a book of science and then something else. Book on trading or speech or something. And then, I don't remember what's in here. It seems like there's another repair book. Maybe another book of science? Maybe? I don't know. I don't remember. Anyway. We'll look through some of these offices up here and look around. There's also, should be some stealth boys and sensor modules and all that kind of stuff. Robotic parts. All that. In fact, the very thing that guy is looking for, there should be a bunch of it here. Free heals. I'm surprised I haven't found a single quantum in any of the machines either. There is a chance to find a quantum in the Nuka-Cola machines. At least a small chance. Things have squishy feet. Just nasty. I actually sell those too. Energy cells? I'm not going to be using them. I'm not using energy weapons. There we go. In fact, let's see, Nikolai, I think that is an energy weapons book right there. Okay, enough of that. Not in a propaganda mood right now. Look for medical boxes in bathrooms. Okay, there's a cafeteria here. I don't remember there being any skill books back there. Maybe some Nuka-Colas or something. Don't worry about it. I believe there's one more skill book upstairs here somewhere, though. Or maybe it's over here. I don't... something. Okay, that's just a tunnel. In here, maybe? I don't know if that guy will take fission batteries. That Outcast guy. I know they're really heavy, and I doubt the reward is the return is worth carrying them. Yeah, there we go. Skill book right there. Oh, nice medicine. I always take that. Good deal. That was worth coming in here then. Matter of fact, speaking of skill books. Sensor modules. Not much to be had over here, huh? Well, that wasn't worth it. Probably a few more sensor modules in there, but yeah, I'm not going to go digging around. Okay. Well. Alright, here we go. This is where we put the widget in, and this is also where we reprogram the computer. And essentially, what you need to do is hack into the computer and get the robots to basically do anything. One command basically has the robots running around shooting roaches. Another command, they go ballistic and shoot everybody. I don't remember which is which. I guess we're going to find out the hard way here in a second. Oh, wow. That was absolute luck. I will not claim there was any skill involved in that whatsoever. No, that was pure luck. Like, I need to go buy a lottery ticket kind of luck. Wow. Okay. Let's see. If you have them just kill the pet... You know what? I think pest extermination is anything that's not a robot, though. Hold on. Let me see. Yeah, I picked the wrong one. Oh, stop shooting my dog. Okay, maybe I can... Yeah, I think they're just going after everything. Yeah, they're still hostile. I don't remember, it doesn't really matter. Actually, each one of these that we kill, I have a chance of getting scrap metal, don't I? That's not a bad idea, actually. Let me do that. Shoot a few of these guys on the way out.
Hostile.
Awesome.
Identified.
Shoot him in that faceplate and it counts, doesn't it? I totally forgot about the turrets. I really did. Damn. Okay, they almost got me there, didn't they? Okay. Yeah, let's just go ahead and get out of here. I did not plan on making this some big tedious thing. I forgot exactly how many of these things were here. Essentially, I was just going to walk out and just let them take care of the roaches and what few were left, and we just get out of here. Oh, well, whatever I punched in, don't punch that in. Unless, of course, you want to kill all these things on the way out. Okay, that's the workshop, so I think this is the exit over here. Somewhere. This looks familiar. Oh, there we go. Alright, let's get in the lobby. Actually, it's a good thing we have this on, because I think there's a turret or two in this front lobby room. If memory serves me correctly. And that's it. I'm really curious what this map marker is over here. I don't know. Let's just head back. There's too many places to discover in 5 playthroughs, so. Alright, so my little raider character taking care of business. Got that done. I believe we got the optional objective done too. Just by basically telling the robots to do something. Although, they weren't real helpful, were they? We'll turn this in. And then, I guess on the next one we'll head off to the library. Just go get the last one done. Might as well.
Fiddled with any interesting technology lately? Harnessing the technology of the past and modifying it for your own purposes? That's just the thing. Tell me all about how it worked out. Well, I guess one thing about using the old tech is that it can feel a bit like playing God. But you're probably not supposed to, I think. Seems like a good thing to watch for when dealing with tech of any age. And it helps to pack a few pulse grenades, just in case. Here, have a few. Oh, and take my book on science. For some reason, I just can't get into the computer parts. But I've got the rest pretty much memorized.
So that's the other big book of science. It's part of a reward. Probably for doing the optional objective.
Books are where the old world kept its knowledge. And libraries are where it kept the books. And there's supposed to be one in Arlington. See if it's still there. And if you can download records from its computer, information dumps like those would be invaluable for rebuilding humanity. Great. The library should be in Old Arlington, not far from downtown. See if you can download the archives from its computer. If you can't get those, then even the card catalog would be useful. Any little piece of information could help the book, and thus humanity.
Yay!
The info you're bringing back is great. Looking forward to more.
All right. And actually, I don't think it's all that far from Willem's Wharf. Or Rivet City, for that matter. All right, that's where we'll head next. All right, thanks for watching. You want to subscribe, click that button up top. All right, for the rest of this Let's Play, click that image there in the middle. Until next time, I'll catch y'all later. Y'all take care. Bye-bye.